saw a group chat on my wife's phone titled Without Alex. Alex is me? It was a Tuesday night. I'd just gotten home from my shift at the engineering firm around 11 p.m. Sandra, my wife, was in the shower, and her phone kept buzzing on the nightstand. Normally I wouldn't look, but the group name caught my eye. Without Alex, that's my name. My hands were shaking as I opened it. The messages loaded, and my stomach dropped. My mother-in-law, Isabella, was asking my wife to be a surrogate for my sister-in-law, Serena, who'd been struggling with infertility for 6 years. Sounds sweet, right? Except this wasn't about IVF or a clinic. The plan was for my wife to sleep with Arnold, my brother-in-law, naturally. While I was working my regular Thursday and Friday night shifts, when I wouldn't be home until 2 a.m., I scrolled up. There were weeks of messages planning everything. Isabella had written, "We can't tell Alex. He'd never understand. This is about family." Serena added, "Arnold's schedule is clear those nights." And Sandra, my wife, responded, "I've been tracking everything. It should work within the next 2 months." They had spreadsheets, my exact work schedule, which nights I'd be gone late. My wife had sent her ovulation calendar with specific dates circled. They'd even picked out baby names. Marco for a boy after my father-in-law. Claire for a girl. My wife had written about me in one message. "Alex has been so focused on his career, he won't even notice I'm ovulating. He barely touches me anymore anyway." That one hurt more than I expected. Then I saw yesterday's messages, the ones that made everything real. "Congratulations, it worked!" Serena wrote with a dozen heart emojis. Isabella replied, "We're finally going to have a grandbaby. Praise God." And my wife just said, "I feel so blessed to help family this way." Arnold added one message, just, "Thanks, Sandra. You're giving us everything." I checked a date. It was Monday. Yesterday, when I'd worked a double shift. I'd come home at midnight and Sandra was already asleep, or pretending to be. I sat there on the edge of our bed, listening to the shower still running, trying to process what I'd just read. We'd been married for 2 years, together for 5. I'd worked 60-hour weeks to pay off our mortgage early so we could travel like she wanted. The bathroom door opened. Sandra walked out in her robe, hair wrapped in a towel. She smiled at me. "Hey babe, you're home early. Everything okay?" I didn't cry, didn't yell, didn't throw the phone at her. I just stood up, walked to our bedroom closet, and pulled out my old duffel bag from college. "What are you doing?" she asked, watching me pack underwear, socks, 3 shirts, 2 pairs of jeans, my laptop charger. "Alex, talk to me," she said, her voice rising. "What's going on?" I grabbed my toothbrush from the bathroom, my deodorant, the watch my dad gave me when I graduated. I didn't take anything she'd bought me, nothing we'd bought together, just my stuff from before her. She followed me to the front door, grabbing my arm. "You're scaring me. What happened? Did you lose your job?" I finally looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd married, who'd stood at an altar and promised to forsake all others. Her eyes were wide and confused, almost convincing. I pulled my arm free, got in my car, and drove. I turned off my phone, drove 2 hours to a hotel in another city, and paid cash for a week. The next morning, I called a divorce lawyer I'd gone to high school with, transferred $15,000 from our joint account to a new one in just my name, and had him draft papers citing irreconcilable differences and infidelity. 3 days later, my lawyer hand-delivered the divorce papers to our house, along with a printed copy of every message from that group chat. I turned my phone back on, and it immediately exploded. 156 missed calls, 43 voicemails, hundreds of texts. "My mother-in-law, your wife is in the ER. She collapsed when the lawyer arrived. Arnold, please call me back. We can explain this. Serena, you've ruined everything. Our family is destroyed. My father-in-law for the first time ever. This is between you and Sandra. Stay calm." And Sandra, hundreds of messages, begging, screaming, apologizing. I blocked everyone, bought a one-way ticket to Denver where I had a college friend, and started over. I got a new job at a smaller firm, rented a studio apartment, bought new furniture that had no memories attached. The divorce went through in 4 months. She didn't contest anything. That was 9 years ago. I'm 35 now. Remarried to an incredible woman named Beth, who I met at a coffee shop 3 years ago. We have a 1-year-old daughter. Last month, I got a Facebook message from Arnold, from an account I didn't have blocked. He said, "I need you to know the truth. I left Serena 2 years ago after I took a paternity test. The baby wasn't mine." Turns out Sandra had been sleeping with someone else entirely during those same weeks, probably hedging her bets in case it didn't work with Arnold. Serena divorced him, took everything. Isabella had a stroke from the stress and barely speaks now. My father-in-law, Marco, left Isabella and moved to Arizona. Arnold finished with, "They all destroyed their lives over a lie, and you were the only one smart enough to get out clean. I envy you." I didn't respond, just showed Beth a message. She read it, shook her head, and said, "Some people create their own hell." I deleted the message, blocked Arnold, and went back to feeding our daughter.